All right, what's up, you guys? This week we got Alexander Volkanovski versus Brian Ortega. And, Volkanovski's got the better striking. Ortega's got negative striking at this point. Volkanovski is going to be the shorter dude in there, obviously. He looks like he's about half the size of him on the Tough Show, but apparently it's only 2 inches in height. And Brian Ortega is going to have a 2-year youth advantage and the submission advantage. And I know he looked good recently, but he still is the guy that got whooped by Max Holloway. And MMA math isn't always right, but Volkanovski has beaten Max twice, technically. You know what I'm saying? So Volkanovski is going to have the takedown, the 2.7 striking differential, and that looks great. And he's also going to have the reach advantage, which is about 2.5 to 3 inches in reach. This is going to be at 145, and I'm going to take Volkanovski. All right, the next fight, we got Valentina Shevchenko versus Lauren Murphy. And obviously, I think Valentina is going to win. I definitely do. She's got the better striking, 1.03 striking differential, the 5-year youth advantage, even though it seems like she's been fighting forever. She's going to have a 2.64 takedown and the submission, and she's just a killer. She really is the bullet. Lauren Murphy, she's a trailer park phenom. Kind of looks like it more so than she actually fights. She fights pretty well. But she is a negative striker, and I don't think she can hang with Valentina. But you know what? Your boy's going to put a little bit of money on her just because it's a fight. Anything can happen. And it wouldn't be the first time I've been shocked in a fight. So I'm definitely picking Valentina, but I might put a little cheddar. In fact, I did put a little cheddar on Lauren already. All right, the next fight, we got Robbie Lawler versus Nick Diaz. And, on this fight, everybody's a little bit hyped. I might not be as hyped, but I think when it comes time, I'll be a little bit more hyped. Nick Diaz is going to have the 1-year youth advantage, the 1-inch height advantage, the 2-inch reach advantage, the better striking, the better takedowns, the better sub, the better record, the better everything, the better hair. But you know what I mean? And Nick Diaz, doesn't he seem a little bit different? I mean, what happened to the stuttering Nick Diaz? And now he's, as I'd like to say, I know it's not like that, but it's like, God dang, what happened to you? Last I heard, he was getting drunk in Vegas, and now he's talking right and about ready to fight. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Robbie Lawler is a negative striker, and that does scare me. I mean, I jumped the gun on Robbie. I was like, you know what, Nick's out of this, stuttering, and man, he hasn't looked so good. And now he's like, he looks like he can fight. So I think this is going to be a close one. I think it has to be Robbie early or Nick late. I'm going to stick to my guns with Robbie, but I would not be surprised if Nick wins. All right. The next fight, we got Curtis Blaydes versus Jairzinho Rosnstrok. And, Curtis Blaydes is one of my favorite fighters to bet, except for that Lewis fight. Damn it. You know what I'm saying? But, these guys are Eskimo bros. They both got banged by they both got banged by Francis in the face. And, I think this bond is going to be broken by your boy Curtis Blaydes via wrestling. Because, I don't know. I don't see Jairzinho winning this one. I don't think he could. I really don't think he could do anything against that wrestling. Curtis is too big with the range, and then he's also going to be younger and more spry. So I'm going to have to make it short and sweet here. I'll wrap it up. Let's go with Curtis Blaydes. I didn't bet it only because I ran some gematria on Rosenstruck, and it kind of matches his gematria, so it made me not bet this one. The next fight, we got Jessica Andrade versus Cynthia Calvillo. And I didn't realize Cynthia was as good as she is, allegedly. She's going to have the 3-inch height advantage, the 2-inch reach advantage, the submission, and similar striking differential, but, the competition's been different. And Jessica Andrade, she's a beast. She's going to be 4 years younger. She's a dude, basically. She's going to have the better striking takedown, and I don't know. I just think she's going to be just so much better everywhere that Cynthia is not going to have a chance in this one. So let's go with Andrade. The next fight, we got Marlon Moraes versus Merab Dvalishvili. And, I'm not a big fan of Marlon. He's had some flash in the pan knockouts, but you guys know how I feel about the flash. I'm always going to pick the fundamental over the flash. And Merab, man, is he not the fundamental master of wrestling? And he's got decent striking because that wrestling will open it up just like it does for Khabib. Merab is going to have the 3-year youth advantage, the 1.5 reach advantage. And I wish more casuals would bet Moraes, or it'd almost take a halfway casual, somebody a little bit more than a casual, but not somebody studying, you know what I mean? Because Moraes, he's a decent striker, this and that. He can definitely have power in moments, but it almost seems like he's on that Brazilian super juice. And I'm just going to have to go with Merab. He's just better. He wants to win, and how you going to go against somebody taking somebody down 7 times a fight? That's ridiculous. So, Merab. The next fight, we got Dan Hooker versus Nazaret Hackbrast. And, Dan Hooker's been in there with some of the best. He's a slinger. Some people say that Chandler fight was a little fishy. But I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on that one. Dan Hooker is the favorite here. I was actually a little bit surprised to see that. Dan Hooker is going to have the 1-inch height advantage, the 3.5 reach advantage. Can't really turn it up like he did with Poirier and stuff like that, but most of the time, consistently, I would say his volume is going to be less than Nazaret in this position. And Nazaret, he's getting trained by some of the best people. He's caught GSP's eye and stuff like that. He's got a 2.58 striking differential with the better, more consistent volume, I would say, in that case. It's a more consistent, higher pace. Dan Hooker's definitely had the higher volume moments, but the consistency is going to go with Nazaret in this one. So, I'm going to go with the 5-year younger man here, but the slightly smaller man in Nazaret. The next fight, we got Shamil versus Chris Daukaus. And, Chris Daukaus, man, isn't this guy looking good? It's crazy. He's got a big frame. These guys are both big dudes, and they're about the same size, but they have different frames almost. It's weird. Shamil kind of has that. What is he, Middle Eastern or Russian bear look to him, and Chris Daukaus got that big boy American look. And that's basically what they are, I'm pretty sure. I can't really see. It might be a German flag. I can't really tell. It's in black and white on this paper. But, Chris Daukaus is going to have the better hands here. He could get taken down, and that's a problem. But I just see a star rising with Chris Daukaus, and I think that he's here to stay. And, yeah, we're just going to go with that. Let's go with Chris. All right, the next fight. We got Roxanne Modafferi versus Taya Santos. And Taya Santos is going to be 9 years younger, have the better striking, the takedown, the submission, just the better fighter. The only thing is that Roxanne is going to be a little bit lankier, which is no surprise to her. She's no stranger to the lankiness, you know what I mean? She's always going to be a little bit taller and a little bit longer, but she's got negative striking. And I took Roxanne against Macy Barber for whatever reason. You got to fade Roxanne in this spot. I mean, you got to fade her. But you know what? If that gets up to 1,000, you got to bet her. Because she can pull out some weird-ass hold you down mom move or teacher move. You know what I'm saying? So, but we're going to go with Santos for sure. All right. We only got a few more fights here. We got Marianne Fiorat, the French girl, versus Myra Bueno Silva, the Brazilian. And Silva, I see a lot of hate. I see a lot of hate for Silva. But, she's not the worst fighter. She's a tough girl. She does have negative striking, but she can pull a submission out of her ass. But Manon, this girl, she's riding skateboards, things like that. She's a tough girl. And she reminds me of RoboCop for some reason when she's in there. And she's got a 6.02 striking differential, which is awesome. A 2 takedowns per fight average. and she's just going to have the better volume and hands here. And I don't think that Myra is going to be able to get her in a vulnerable position at any point, for sure. So let's go with Manon. All right, the next fight, we got Nick Maximov versus Carl Robertson. And Carl Robertson's kind of a bum. I'm surprised he doesn't have negative striking. Carl is going to have the 1-inch height advantage. He gets subbed. He does have the better submission, though, as well. But it's like a give and take. Robertson is going to have the better takedown and things like that. But Maximov, if you watched him, he faced a bigger boy in his Dana White. Was that a Dana White fight? I'm pretty sure. And Nick is going to have the better reach here and the better hands. And I think he even has the better takedowns here. So I think he's absolutely got the better heart in this fight. So we're going to go with Nick in this one. And he's going to defeat Carl Robertson. All right, the next fight, we got Medic versus Turner. And, Turner's not that bad. Like, he can definitely beat some scrubs for sure, like, all day, every day. He's a tall dude for the division. He's still pretty young. He's going to have decent hands with a 1.63 striking, 1 takedown a fight, 2 submissions. It's just like, it's ridiculous. He's a pretty good fighter. But the thing is he's a stick and move fighter, and he can get caught so often. And we've seen this guy go to the shadow realm, and Medic loves taking people to the shadow realm. And he's a beatdown artist. He's just gonna strike you like crazy. I bet you at some point Jalen's like, "Oh shit, what's going on in here?" And then I'm gonna go with Medic in this one. He's just gonna have the 100% takedown defense, and I don't think it's gonna get to the floor. Let's go with Medic. All right, the next fight, we got Matt Semelsberger versus Martin Sano. And I just drew a little coffin by Martin because, I'm going to go with Semelsberger in this one. All right, the next fight, we got Omar Moraes versus Jonathan Pierce. And, on paper, if you were a robot, you'd have to pick Jonathan Pierce. 6 years younger, 1-inch height. He's a good fighter. 2.2 striking differential, 6 takedowns, volume, submissions. It's just, it's insane. On paper, he looks like he's going to win. But watching the tape and knowing a little bit about fighting, factoring in a 3.5 to 3-inch reach for Omar Moraes, and just genuinely thinking Omar's a dog. Even in his debut fights and stuff like that, you're like, I don't know. And then he just toughs it out. He just keeps it going. He doesn't start laughing, doesn't start doing too much. He keeps it going. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that the smaller guy and the guy that shouldn't win it on paper is actually going to win it in real life. So I'm going to go with Omar. And I hope you guys win some money.